remember how I said it's very humid, and I wouldn't be surprised if a thunderstorm shows up? Yeah. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today is Thursday, July 9th, I think. Anyway, down here in the 05 barn, this is the barn where we have a milk group over here. On the other side of the cow alley down there is our cows that are going to be giving birth soon, and then we have our hospital group and just-in-time calving pen over there. Over here we keep dry cows along with up there, and a quarter of that barn. That's our 93 barn up there. Anyway, what are we doing down here? Well, first off, we're redoing posts. Second, we're adding these swing gates, and we're making different sections. Other farms do this. I was informed it's a very popular thing to do. When we dry cows, we do it in groups, and what we're doing is making sections out of this part of the barn, and then there'll be, I think, 3 sections up there and the 1/4 of the 93 barn up there. So we actually used to sort out the cows that we would need to grab that would be giving birth soon. So yeah, that being said, it will save time doing that. We can just grab a whole group instead of sorting through cows and whatnot. So that's what's going on down here. I like to act like I know everything down here, but I don't. I'm not always down here, and it's just the way that it is. I work with the young stock, and we all have our part here at the farm. So, but I have a rough idea what goes on. So, and I will always try to inform you. So yeah, I thought I'd come down here, show you what's going on. Today I got to get some calf hutches ready. We moved. We got 24 open hutches. It was at the beginning of the week. 8 are already full. I only prepped 8 due to time. I'm going to prep the rest to get through the rest of the week and the weekend. And then I also want to pull panels out of our newer calf barn for the calves that are going to be moved into the weaning barns. Pull panels just to get them used to group housing. You know, sometimes it's kind of funny to see them finally see their neighbor, I guess. I've seen calves get scared from their own kind. So down in the 48 calf barn, call it the 48 calf barn because it's 48 hutches. Pulled these panels out here for the older ones. Got to put some of those panels in down there. You can see we cleaned out. One thing I didn't show is you can see there's a groove there and a groove down there. The groove that's right here at the end of my finger is between the 2 boards. Those panels slide down into there, and the grooves that are actually built into the board have crap in them, and it's kind of not really a groove anymore. So I actually came down here earlier this week with a grinder and a drill to re-bore those holes out. That there's bolts that are in those boards that, yeah, there's a hole in the concrete. It's to keep the board in place. Rebored those holes and made the notches more notchy, I guess you want to say it, if that's what you want to say. Anyway, we have 16 hutches here. I'm gonna put these panels in, and then I'm going to come up here with chlorine dioxide, spray it all down, let that dry, and we'll come back later, put the rest of the bedding in, shavings and straw. And in the meantime, do some panel work here in the next barn up. So these barns are really nice for the ability to pull the panels out, and it also makes it really nice to clean out. We have two calf barns back there, are solid concrete pieces for every single hutch like this. I mean, it's a brick house. It's not gonna come crashing down, or like the walls aren't just gonna give out. So they're solid, but it is nice having the hutch barns like this. All right, those 16 hutches are all ready to go as far as chlorine dioxide and bedding. So let's go run and get some chlorine dioxide, spray those down. If you're wondering what chlorine dioxide is, it's pretty much a sanitizer, and after a while when it's exposed to oxygen, it loses its effectiveness. So hypothetically, if you would spray it down and then, you know, it dries up, put a calf in, and the calf would like lick wherever you sprayed that chlorine dioxide, it will not affect the calf. The oxygen takes away its effectiveness after a while. Well, this sprayer went kaput. Found this little guy. He's not gonna last as long, and it seems like the trigger's kind of stuck on. So anyway, I'm gonna have to probably refill it a couple times, but my dad's heading to the hardware store and also picking up the skid loader. So yeah, hopefully we can get one made for chemicals, because we as far as with the parlor and stuff, we use these sprayers, spray stuff down on the rotary, and yeah, they get some chemicals sent through them. So all right, let's spray these down, shall we? All right, now that that's done, I'm gonna start pulling panels out. I use the skid loader and forks, but the skid loader and the forks that I'd be using are down in the 05 barn being used. So I'm gonna have to settle with bale spears. Man, I can't talk. And I use the 300 here with the door. So I like the other skid loader for this, but hey, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. I don't like the bale spears either, because the panels slide so easily on those. So if I lose the panels, I'll get it on camera, and yeah, that's nice. All right, let's get to it. All right, got the bale spear. Dude, that's the third time in a row. Bale spears and the 300. And I'm gonna do 5 sections here of panels. You're gonna watch as I pull these panels. They're gonna be afraid of each other, possibly. And then once they realize, hey, I have room to run around in a circle and act like a maniac, it'll get to that point. But I do kind of enjoy watching this. I mean, it puts a smile on my face when I see them happy. So why don't you want to come off the forks? Should be in the clear. Better be in the clear. The hutches should be dry by now. The ones that I sprayed chlorine dioxide on. I'm going to use this skid loader and grab the wood chuck here and put some sawdust mixed with lime. That, you know, lime bacteria doesn't like lime, so Sporting Valley feed truck that's here dropping off milled corn or some sort of mineral. I'm gonna hear long-time viewers are gonna be like, hey Ashland, I thought you guys shelled corn, and then you guys mill it and mix it into your feed. We do. We buy a lot of corn, but those 5 silos get us a little bit past half a year. And you can be like, well, why don't you just get more ground to shell more and whatnot? The thing is, ground costs money, and I don't know, I'm trying to make this make sense. You're getting more out of ground when you're doing rye and corn quickly grab a broom and I just sweep whatever's left out. It doesn't take long. And Hutches are all ready to go for some new lovely ladies. All right, now that that's done, I'm gonna go and go through calves, treat any sick ones, and then it'll be lunchtime. Yes, sir. The best part of the day, lunchtime. That or going to bed, one of the two. I can't decide. As I'm walking with my drugs for the calves, that is, from calf barn to calf barn, looks like there's a storm up there. It is very muggy today, so it doesn't surprise me. There's just kind of pop-up thunderstorms. Anyway, we're here. These two. This one looks good. You alright, Toady? I understand you're laying down. It's kind of hot and muggy. I don't really like the way you're breathing. I'm not seeing any crap that is orangish or like a rust color. Crap that looks like that is a sign of salmonella. She doesn't have any crap on her that looks orange or rusty, so I think she's good. But she doesn't drink her milk and stuff. That's a sign of her not feeling good. Sometimes the way they're laying down. Sometimes when the calves lay down and they can be relaxing to the point where they almost look dead. And they shoot up all of a sudden like, oh, they are alive. Here's another calf. She has some respiratory going on. Watched her for a little bit. Another one. Remember how I said it's very humid and I wouldn't be surprised if a thunderstorm shows up? Yeah. Now that's to the north. We might get hit by the tail end of this storm, but it might not be much. Tell you what, this storm looks pretty wild. Take it all in, because this storm looks ridiculous. There's a drastic drop in temperature right now. It actually feels really good. Ladies are happy. Oh, I just felt a drop. Judging by the clouds, it's actually coming this way. Kind of. That's north. And over there's west. Since I'm right next to the corn, I guess I can show you guys. About head high now. Got your random corn stalks that are just trying to be overachievers out there, it looks like. I don't know if it was leftover variety that was left in it or what, but yeah, the leaves are, it just looks great. Since we got that over, well, here at my house I got 3.4 inches. I think here was like close to 2. I'm starting to feel drops. Get a little bit of rain, won't hurt. Doesn't need to get stupid windy though. Don't need corn laying over. Nope, we don't need that. If I'm feeling a little bit of drops here, I guarantee we have a farm over the hill, a Fralick farm, for those that watch the channel, for the 5 or 6 years that it was there until it got taken down. But yeah, that'd be nice if we're getting some rain over there. It's like a white curtain, so I'm thinking it's pouring over there. Well, got enough rain to make everything a little bit wet. Sure, it's definitely going to be utilized. I don't know how much it was, maybe a tenth, but we're kind of on the edge of a storm, so I think this will conclude the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you enjoy the content, you know, like and subscribe. It's free, it helps me out, and it's appreciated. So see you guys in the next one.